think it's focusing. Hello YouTube and welcome back to another video. After long last, today I present the rest of the knife destruction video. It's a little bit longer video, so I'm going to put timestamps in description if you want to skip to certain parts. I tried to make it as watchable as possible, so it's pretty fast paced. There was a lot of content to go through. The first part's going to be a little disjointed because we did a cutting test and I decided not to put that or put most of it in the final cut just because of how slow it was. As always, leave a like if you enjoy this content. Helps me know what y'all want to see, plus it also helps me against the algorithm. So anyways, enjoy the video. Let's just talk about the cost of all these right quick. This is my EDC Kershaw. This was gifted to me. I don't know if you watch the channel, you know who you are. Thank you. Use this a lot. I've sharpened it multiple times. This is a nice knife. It costs more than all of these knives combined. First test. You carry a knife, you're probably gonna be doing this. We're gonna be cutting rope. Where are we gonna be getting that paracord? This Ozark Trail, because I really don't care. So we're gonna use the knife to destroy the knife.
I use the stones to destroy the stones.
Actually, I might just be able to use this little length. I might not even have to destroy the handle. Oh no, that is part of the handle. Wonder how this works as a throwing knife. Next in line, Snake Eye Tactical.
Wait, where'd that go?
Very poor blade on the Snake Eye Tactical. Or the sharpness is bad. The edge, that's the word.
It's not edgy enough. It needs to dye its hair black.
Holy heck. Yeah.
Dog moment.
Big boy. The Camelus shouldn't even be in this test. This thing is chunky. It's like unwieldy almost. Where's that Berserker quote?
This weapon was far too large to rightfully be called a sword. It was larger, thicker, heavier, and cruder than any normal blade. By all accounts, it was no more than a hulking mass of iron.
Huh? Keep making that face.
Onto this disaster of stamped steel.
Oh, there you go.
So let's say, right, survival situation. You've fallen 60,000 feet out of an airplane, no parachute, you land in a rose bush or something, and you survive. You watch that like 3-minute video about how to survive a plane crash, or your parachute failing, whatever. And you wind up in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by weird buildings and fences that are uninhabited, and I don't know, there's a fence post that you have to break or cut, or you gotta do something for some reason to this fence post. Why? Because, yes, you come across a fence post, wooden fence post. You gotta, for some reason, anyways, you gotta, I don't know. Okay, Snake Eye Tactical. Guard on here, shake. It's okay. I mean, it do. Ooh, I'm good. Oh no. The blade didn't wobble before. That's why full tang is important.
That is the one that has the China sticker, like, right on it, so.
You are correct.
I don't
This
think
one?
it's gonna work. There it goes.
Boom. Oh, that wobbles so much. Defender Extreme. Big, it's thick, it's got a heavy blade. Why do axes excel at cutting wood? Because it's a big old chunk of metal. Let's go! Jeez, it likes to rotate in my hand. Onto the Harbor Freight. Now, I don't have high hopes for this one. Surprisingly, the blade isn't wobbly yet. I'd say the problem with these two is since they have cylindrical handles, it just twists, and since they don't have very good knurling. Into the trunk!
Camelus.
You know what? I'm gonna do this one first. On to the bendy boy from Harbor Freight. Oh, that is nice to swing though, and you get that. That's pretty good. So yeah, it's machete. Onward to the Camelus Mini. What were you expecting? Here. The big boy. It's not a knife, but it works so far.
Now that's a lot of damage!
Alright, so we're gonna do a quick saw test before we really go off the deep end. I don't know. That blade wobble though. Now we're gonna go off the deep end. We're gonna be hammering some nails, just in case you gotta build a house when you're lost in the wilderness. The Camelus. It works surprisingly better than expected. The Ozark Trail. Yeah, no.
Not a hammer.
I think this is gonna mess this one up.
Wood.
Okay. Oh,
That's a blade.
it actually broke the blade. I thought it was just gonna come out.
We definitely have a loser. Does the compass
loser.
still work?
Does the compass still work? That is a great question. A washer? Oh, look at how the blade was affixed. It's got a piece of all thread welded to the end of the blade, that little tiny nut, and then a washer kept the end of that blade up in there. Let's see, let's set it somewhere. Compass still works. Snake Eye Tactical is tonight's big loser. The other not full tang knife from Amazon. Oh, I'd just like to point out some retention pins have started to come out of the bayonet lug.
Make sure it doesn't come out all the way. We still gotta do the bayonet things.
Go get your thing. So I think this is also from Walmart back in the good old days. It's a M4 pattern airsoft gun. I don't think it works anymore. I think it broke a long time ago. I'm actually gonna take this off just in case this doesn't last. This has a bayonet lug on it. We have hot glued the barrel on a long time ago with some paper clips, so the bayonet lug is barely exposed. And as you can see,
We already beat the muzzle off when we were trying to get the bayonet on earlier. There's still like the bottom ring of the muzzle, so we need to beat that off too because it still won't fit over the ring.
so we're gonna beat off a gun.
Very poor choice of words.
Boom! Gone. Ah, yeah, it fits perfectly now. Well, it sits on there. Oh, did it lock? It locked. I got a stick around here I can stick in the barrel.
Just like throw it into the ground.
Ah!
Well, the bayonet's firmly implanted.
The gun
Gun.
is, it's an SBR now.
Does the mag catch still work?
Oh, we've created an SBR.
Break it more so it's not illegal, even though it really isn't illegal. It's
Let me
an
find the
airsoft
barrel.
gun.
Ah! Oh, gee. Now we've created a very SBR. Actually, this is a pistol. It doesn't have a stock, so it's not an SBR.
Blade's still straight. Actually, no, it's not. The blade itself is still straight, but it is no longer in parallel with
It's
the rest of
not.
the handle.
It's not. It's twisted slightly. Well, I give a salute to this airsoft gun for serving you well
Trash can's right over there.
for many years.
It didn't serve me well.
Hey, we had a lot of fun with it. Don't forget that. Rest in pepperoni. Back to hammering nails. Fender Extreme. That actually worked really well. And it's no more wobbly than it was.
Wow.
Let's send in another one.
With the same knife.
It's unfair treatment. I do not care. That twists a little bit easier. Yeah. Harbor Freight. Not wobbly yet. There's a very minor amount of wobble in there now. I think this is next.
Just use the base of the blade sideways.
The whole thing wobbled though. I'm smacking the dirt more. Yeah, let's just use the handle.
The front edge
The
of
blade
blade.
works really well for driving nails. I'm gonna do it again.
Oh.
Yeah! It's not a hammer.
Big candle, this might as well be a hammer.
Yeah, this might as well be a hammer. It's got a pretty fat back though. The whole thing is chonky. It's basically a hammer. Moving on to the next thing. Say you gotta dig a hole. Why would you have to dig a hole? I don't know, maybe you gotta, go to the bathroom. Maybe you're building a building and you have to dig a hole. Or it's Minecraft. You're trying to find iron so you can make better tools. Or gold, or diamonds. You gotta get through some dirt and roots. When you're going in horizontally, pretty easy. You just go in. How about this way? Given enough time, you could probably dig a man-sized hole over the course of a year if you need to bury someone, and over a course of a lifetime, you could probably get deep enough to hit bedrock. It works for digging dirt, given enough time. This digs dirt this way pretty well too, right? Digs dirt this way pretty well, right? Okay, good. Just like the other ones, given enough time, you can dig.
Nip.
Hi. It bends a lot though, but I mean, hey, that moves a fairly decent amount of dirt. You gotta bury a post a foot in the ground, you gotta bury a cat, you gotta take a dump. You can do it all with this. This one is actually marketed that you could dig with it. Yeah, you can dig with it. It dig. You gotta put a bunch of dirt back. This one's gonna be the best because it bends so you can get a nice curve to it. You can get a lot of dirt. They all dig decently. They say size matters. When you're digging a hole, it really doesn't, but size does matter. For knives and other things. Guns! And other things. Yards and other things. Dogs. Actually, there's a limit to dog. Actually,
The bigger
the dog, the better. Size matters. Say you manage to actually dig through enough dirt. You get to bedrock. Let's just go with Minecraft analogies. You get to stone, right? You get through dirt, you get through sand. This is all sand basically. You get to stone. How well are these knives gonna do against stone? We got a nice big stone over here. Move this.
Move log and then put the stone up here or something.
Ugh.
Throw
Get
it like
this,
a
nerd.
javelin. Wonderful.
Big ol' rock.
Big old rock.
Just gotta.
Actually got hit with a chip.
It might have been a chip of the blade. The whole tip is gone. Yeah. So I took some chunks out of the rock. The rock took some chunks out of the knife. And I managed to chip a little bit off the rock. So I mean, if you are really, really dedicated, you can find diamonds. Ow. Not good geometry for, I mean, if you're stabbing soft stuff, I guess. Hey, cameraman, come here. Come here. Oh, that is tangy.
Wow, sounds like throwing a piece of rebar around.
Tang. This is literally like the cheapest way to manufacture it. You just punch it out, have some small child in Indonesia wrap paracord around it, give it to another small child, have them go over to a grinder blade. I could pump these out in like 30 seconds with like 3 children. One on the press, one on the grinder, and one with paracord. This physically hurts my soul doing this. Like I said the previous one, if you were dedicated enough, you could find diamonds. or you'll get blisters on your hand. Onward to the Defender. So when we rammed it into the thing, I guess this is a plastic backplate because it lost both of those. Interesting.
Oh, interesting.
Very cool.
Oh.
Oh,
What
the
just fell
locking lugs for the bayonet just keep falling, or they're falling apart. So add that to the catastrophe table. The blade isn't actually moving, it's the handle. Like I said, it probably has to do with that Allen key there, but I'm not gonna fix it. If you had an Allen key, which we do, I just don't care, it would probably work. Ow, that is not a good enough guard. Ow, 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 the guard is just stabbing me. So if you're trying to stab a rock, like with a pickaxe, will you find diamonds? Let's find out. Oh, this saw is about to get scuffed. I don't think the saw blade's gonna do much now. And there's a good bit of wobble. Well, it survived, sorta.
Kinda.
Ooh. The blade caught my gloves. That is why you wear gloves, kids. Always wear
I'm
protection.
gonna step a little bit further away and zoom in.
Did you
a
hear
little
that
bit
chunk? Oh my god!
more.
That is like
That
a
used to be
whole
pointy.
½ Another chunk. I just heard it fly over here and hit this. Now it's nice. It's very long, so you can get a lot of momentum going. It's a lot of energy because, you know, mass times acceleration and all that good stuff that I learned in Physics 1. And then went over nothing at all in Physics 2, because Physics 2 was basically an electric engineering class. I've reduced that saw blade by half its length, or the depth of those teeth are half as so. Oh, I wonder what happens if I... The fact that I actually carved in... That wore down the blades a little bit. Not too bad. There's still some burrs on it, though. Ah, let's see what happens if I... Yeah! The blade has some dings in it. What do you expect? You're hitting a rock. Are you gonna find diamonds with this? Hell no! What you're gonna find is a hospital visit with all that shrapnel coming off there. Or you're gonna missing a leg.
The one that said it could dig.
The
Can
poor boy.
Can it dig?
Ow! Oh, that had some bite to it.
Wow, it's almost like it's full tank.
It do be working pretty well. It do, and it do. I don't know where he's going. He's got an idea. That's scary.
Just for reference, since we're using a knife as
Oh,
a pickaxe.
yo, I don't think you want to break that rock.
Why?
Because that's one of our nice landscaping rocks.
Okay, yeah, then we can just have two slightly smaller landscaping rocks. So,
Very fine.
Bruh.
Well, that didn't do it.
that was depressing.
Bruh. Bruh.
Man, I'm just bad, aren't I?
Get the small sledge.
Small sledge?
Bruh, no, put that away. Bruh.
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 You can't tell me what to do.
What? What?
Your feelings changed like the weather. Went from pretty gray, all that time of day. How can I go on?
Oh, there's a rock there. For the next test, we're going to be splitting wood. You're out there, you got a fire going with your kindling, need some bigger stuff to sustain it. And you found a 6-pound, short-handled sledgehammer. It's time to split some wood.
No, it's just
Now it's in there.
seems like a poor idea. It just ejected.
It's gone.
Oh, that was not ejected.
So, yeah, if you're trying to hammer the short camelist into a log and you hit it wrong, pop goes the weasel. Meeny, meeny, miny, you! We're still going in the same order.
This is the Ozark.
This is the Ozark. This is gonna hurt like a There we go. Split that one just a bit. There's the blade. I bet if I hammered this one straight in, it'd also fail too. Let's find out. Have you ever, has anyone ever hammered a knife tip to butt all the way into a piece of wood? I don't think so. I mean, someone's probably done it. But there we go.
What do you think you are, Captain America?
Freaking Captain America, boy.
When he says Captain.
It survived.
It's still in the competition.
Next up, the Wibbly Wobbly Defender. I'm not gonna have a dinner bell at my house. I'm gonna have the dinner knife. Shoo whoop. Do you see? Do you see?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, keep going.
Yes,
It's
sir.
not broken yet.
It's not broken yet. There goes the cap. If you are a cyclist or anybody, and you get to the bottom of a run, you get done hammering something with an axe or a sledge, and your fingers are just like locked in that position, go ahead and leave a like. I'm not your flannel daddy. I'm your Hawaiian shirt daddy. There was this tiny little piece of just steel, this little thick washer that's threaded so this Allen key could go in it, and it was just welded, this 14 gauge steel tube in the bottom there. It wasn't even welded all the way around. It's still pretty solid, but that's probably because it's all sorts of bent. It's just tacked twice.
Well,
It's still not out. It's still not out of the game.
yeah, it's just
Here,
the plastic
come take a look
part.
at it. It is tack welded here. Look how rusty this is. Look how rusty that is. But it's tacked here at the top of the handle and at the bottom.
It was, oh, yeah.
That weld is actually failing there.
Well, it's probably going to be out soon, but not yet.
Not yet.
Still a knife.
It is still a knife. It is still a knife.
It has some unique ergonomics.
After pounding a log in half,
Being bashed against a rock.
being used to dig dirt,
Being rammed
hammer
into
nails,
a log.
rammed into a log, pointed at a dog. Even though this knife is not going to survive these tests, the Defender Extreme and its similar clones on Amazon, because I know there's a couple, $15. I give this one a thumbs up. This one is approved for the use in stupid things, and it looks cool. Goodbye, saw blade. I missed.
How's the saw part holding up?
Gone.
Fair enough.
So I guess the nice thing about this one over the Defender, it's a solid piece of aluminum for the handle. Not bent, it's not torqued out of shape, just a little bit wobbly. Very impressive. But yeah, the saw blade, basically completely gone. If it
won't
lasts, it lasts. It probably won't. Woo! I mean, split it. You can split with a machete. So we're down to our last 4 knives for this last test. We both get 2
like
minutes
2.
each knife. We can do whatever we want. We can throw it at whatever we want. And beginning with, oh God, where is it? That one. Hear that?
Do that again.
Whoa!
Go find it and do it again.
I've only got 2 minutes. Oh, I dented the handle.
You broke a slant.
It's already broken.
You ready for this?
Oh, he's going for the doghouse trick again.
Yes, but this time I'm less worried about. I didn't even have to stand on it.
Just using your hands.
To get one out.
What a shame. I'm really surprised because I thought this thing was just gonna die. Just that is gone. It's a bit more wobbly, I think. So we're at the end of it all. The results were surprising, to say the least. The first one to break, Snake Eye Tactical. Not really surprised there. The second failure was actually very surprising. Camelus knife from Walmart. Really surprising because it looked like a decent knife. And our third one to die was the Defender Extreme. It held up really well for a $15 knife on Amazon. That came in a cardboard box. Of our winners, all of our finishers are bent. The Ozark Trail paracord knife, a surprising victory from Harbor Freight. And we're just gonna throw out the machete. So if you really want to go buy the cheapest knife possible, it's gonna be your Harbor Freight knife. If you want a bayonet style that can actually be used as a bayonet, it would be the Defender Extreme. Outside of that, you just want a knife, the Ozark Trail paracord knife. Thanks for watching. This is DJ Cyberchief, and why is the camera getting so close to my face? Hi.
Sit.
Good boy.